spell them correctly, and don't be a douchebag. Continuing. Me, of course, giving witty retorts, even though I really probably shouldn't be. I still don't understand what he said there, but whatever. I hit my caps lock. I'm an idiot. I meant to hit shift? I don't know what the hell I meant to hit. I did hit caps lock, though. I do know that much. He's getting a Stargate. I am getting +1 ground carapace. I'm also getting infestation pit. And making 13 overlords. I don't think roaches have a slash dance. I know hydras. I think they're getting the roaches are getting the slash dance in hots, not now. I do need more minerals. I could saturate my mineral lines a bit better, but I guess I kind of went on panic mode and didn't saturate very well. It is what it is, I suppose. Playing Zerg is hard. I don't know why everybody thinks Zerg is overpowered. It's not really all that overpowered. Actually, it's kind of difficult. I mean, you have to stay one base above your opponent at all times. That's not an easy task, guys. Seriously. I don't know why you think, like, oh, obviously, it's so much easier playing Zerg. All you have to do is fungal growth to win. Herp, derp, derp, derp. Not really. I mean, for the longest time, I couldn't use fungal growth properly. I was shit terrible at it. Of course, I got better, because you kind of need to as Zerg, or else you don't really end up winning. But, you know, everybody complains how Zerg's overpowered, and we've got infestors, and fungal growth, and broodlords, blah, 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 blah. But what people seem to fail to realize is that without those, we can't actually win the game. I mean, we can, but it would be so much more difficult. Okay, so I started attacking his rocks. I'm like, okay, my lings will peek up on the high ground, I'll be able to see what he has, and then all of a sudden I look over here and his army's barreling down on my expansion. I'm like, base race time, sweet! And one thing you should always remember, unless you're Terran, you never base race a Zerg. Never. If you're Protoss, then base racing a Zerg is the worst possible thing you could do. He will win. I mean, we have Lings, which are fast, and they do lots of damage to buildings if you get them surrounded. Whereas with Protoss, you have slower units of the melee nature, and it doesn't work out. Our units move too fast, we have way too many of them, especially at lower tiers like this. And, you know, if you're base racing somebody with broodlords, they're getting 2 free units every little bit. It's not going to work. Stop trying. Alright, so he's killed this, and I've really just, I've ignored, for the most part, I stopped caring about what's going on over here. I'm like, how can I hold this off if he tries to attack me? And I think I finally realized, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, yeah, there's his last pylon. GG! And that's the game. There was no epic base race. It was not an epic base race. He had barely gotten into my main by the time I had already killed off everything. So what could he have done better? That 5th gateway probably didn't help him all that much. It was most likely just a way down kind of thing. Usually the reason for a 4 gate is because that's the max you can produce on that early on in the game. Then again, I don't know. Maybe 4 gates require having less probes than this guy decided to make. The switch to Stargate was kind of a bad idea. He already had a robotics bay in there. He could have started going Immortals, seeing as I was going really, really heavy into roaches. That might have helped a lot. Hell, maybe you just don't 4-gate, although I really shouldn't say that. Because I'm not supposed to be going, oh, it's bad to 4-gate. You know, you're going to lose if you 4-gate. You should stop 4-gating. I'm more just here to try and improve on what he did. Never killed off this. He honestly could have killed me off in the early game, but he never did. He never committed, which was bad of him. If he had committed early on, I think he probably could have gotten me. I would have lost my queen. I probably would have lost the hatchery. Whatever drones were mining there, if there were drones mining there at the time, would have died. I may have been able to get out a few lings, but it wouldn't have been enough. He had like 6 zealots and 2 stalkers, I think, on the account that I'm trying to remember. 3 stalkers, maybe? I don't know. That Void Ray, that switch into Stargate tech, that bothers me. Let's go back to 20 minutes. Back when everybody had a base. Look. Oh. I know I fucking killed off a robotics bay. I know I killed off a robo bay. Also, that hologram is a Zerg unit. There's a Ling, there's a Brood Ling, I think there's a Lid Nigget? A robotics bay. Here's my problem. And I guess what I said before earlier is kind of nullified because he got... My point was, I thought he had the robotics bay first, and so it's switch to, or stick with robotics bay tech. This guy instead said, I'm going to throw down a robotics bay, and I'm going to make a void ray. No. No, 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 no. Pick one, pick the other. He's on 2 bases, and by 2 bases, I mean 1 base, because he's too much of an idiot to mine from his main. You don't do that. You cannot go 1 base robo Stargate gateways. It's just not going to happen. Unless you bank heavy and make really cost-effective trades, it's not going to work. So, pick a tech path. If you're in this situation, pick a tech path and stick with it. As Zerg, I don't have to really pick a tech path, because I'm on 3 bases. I'm still mining ever so slightly from my main. I've got a fucked up mineral line on my natural. It was pretty mediocre. And I've also got a pretty bad mineral line on my 3rd. But I still have the natural, I still have the 3rd, and they're all still mining. I would have probably, hopefully, realized that I was having worker troubles. You know, I was making 10 workers right there. I've only got 37. Holy fuck. Okay, I may have been having really bad worker troubles. I've got to work on that a lot. But, you know, this guy had 39 probes. More than I did. That's bad. Or more probes than drones. That's kind of bad. He could have taken this section right here, could have moved it up here, would have been able to mine this out, probably could have thrown down a 3rd, still had a good bit of money, because he would have been able to get all these mineral fields. And, you know, it may not seem like a lot, but 65, 135, 160, 270, 240, 260, 235, 360, that adds up after a while. That adds up a lot. That's over 1,000 minerals. That's over 10 zealots. If he had an extra 10 zealots in this army, he probably would have had a lot more power to it, because he had zealot charge. You know, he would have been able to, well, also, you know, if he had been good, he'd have been able to run 10 zealots up here. Oh, I also want to show you how to not use infestors. Burp, derp, 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 derp. Okay, let's just pause that. Go to normal speed, and by normal speed I mean faster. I realize that he's attacking my base, and so eventually, where are you going? Where are you going? Yeah, there we go. I take my infestors and I move them back, and I'm like, alright, this is my last defense. I've got to use my infestors to make sure that I don't lose this game. And so I run my infestors all the way back, and I start throwing down fungals. And immediately, one infestor goes down. Wow, I actually have some pretty decent fungals here. But man, wow, I actually used fungals from all of them. Yeah, no. Okay, never mind, that was actually pretty decent. Okay. But still. I could have run those up the ramp. I could have used that just in case my attack at home didn't work well. I could have run those up the ramp. I could have sat my lings up here as well. And I could have gone all right. Let's wait for him to come up here, and when he does, I'll kill him. I could have bungled at the ramp until whatever the hell was coming up the ramp was dead, and if I needed to, I could run some lanes down there right after I'd killed all the zealots, which I hopefully would have done. I mean, you know, when you have 11 fungals, usually it's a good idea to actually kill things with them. It is kind of a good bit of damage, like 350 plus 35. I think that's how much damage a fungal does. And an infestor? Wait, no. Come on. Fuck you. Stop. Where was this infestor? Was it under you? No. Where the fuck was this infestor? This infestor is all the way over here. It does do 30 damage and 40 versus armored, though. So 30 times 11, 330, that would have killed the zealots. 40 times 11, 440, that would have killed the stalkers. You know, assuming I had landed all of them on the zealots and the stalkers. But it wouldn't have taken that much to kill the zealots. It would have taken 5 fungals. I would have had 6 left over, and that would have been plenty of enough to kill the stalkers. Although he had a lot of fucking zealots. Holy shit, did he have a lot of zealots. It's a lot of fucking zealots. Actually, he had more zealots, but whatever. But, you know, I guess I got lucky. He didn't have anything at home, didn't have any cannons set up, was doing a really piss-poor job of mining. But yeah, I hope you guys take something from this game, something more than what I've given to you. Do learn from this, try and make yourself better. What else? I'm still not in a great mood, although I do feel a lot better physically. I had some chicken-flavored ramen, and I don't know, that appeared to have helped me a lot. I no longer have the sniffles. It's pretty nice. But emotionally, I'm still just kind of a fucking pit. But whatever, that's fine. Shit, it's just how life's gonna go, I suppose. At least for a little while now. I don't think there's anything else to say. Obama won the election. Woo, Obama. Now I get to sit here for another 4 years and say I really just don't give a shit. Although, in fairness, I was pulling for Obama above Romney, I guess. I don't care. Honestly, I hate both of them, and I think neither of them should have been in office. I would have voted Gary Johnson in. Gary Johnson is the Libertarian, for those of you who don't know. Libertarian. You might want to look up their political party, as some of you Americans are too ignorant to actually know that there are more than 2 parties. Also, there are countries other than America in the world. It's pretty interesting. And no, that doesn't consist of all the countries that were in World War II. That means that there are countries other than those. And Switzerland, they weren't part of World War II. I mean, they were, but they didn't fight in it. Never mind. Fuck you. I dislike you people. So there. Yeah. Alright, guys. It has been fun. I love you all. And by I love you, I don't actually know whether I like you or not. And it's a common theme, I suppose, amongst myself. I'm a very confused person. Memorizing things is hard for me. That's why I don't usually memorize my speeches before I say them. I'll just type them up, print them. Don't even fucking put them on note cards, because goddamn, that's too difficult for me, which is actually kind of depressing. I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. I hope you've had a good day. Bye. Oh, good night.